What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 3 match for the NCL or the Mombasa City League. This week we are taking on my good buddy Jay and his UNC Wingulls. We've started off pretty well this season, and Jay, with his gimmick team, unfortunately has not started off super well. I know he's not taking it that seriously, but it would be nice to see him sort of improve his record as the season goes on. So let's run through his team. He's got Clefable, Bisharp, Haxorus, Cloyster, Rotom-Mow, Volbeat, Mega Camerupt, Gothitelle, Dusclops, Hitmonlee, and Tornadus-Therian. I was not expecting Volbeat, Mega Camel, Gothitelle, Dusclops, Hitmonlee, or Cloyster, and he ended up bringing 5 of those. So maybe I'm just completely wrong. I did feel like Unaware Clefable made a lot of sense against my setup team. Bisharp beat a lot of my stuff, and so did Haxorus, although he may have been too afraid with Haxorus of things like the Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales, and Alolan Sandslash. So that's completely understandable. Tornadus was 100% coming. I knew that was coming. I'm a little bit surprised that Rotom-Mow didn't come either. Rotom-Mow is like kind of his way to beat Melodic. Basically, looking at that team, I don't think he beats Melodic. Kind of the same story as Daniel last week, where they actually just can't break through Melodic, and that's sort of just how it's going to be. He brought Priority in Cloyster with Ice Shard and Hitmonlee with Fake Out and Mach Punch potentially. He brought Hazard Setting in the Camel with Rocks and the Cloyster with Spikes and T-Spikes potentially. He brought Removal option in Tornadus with Defog potentially and Hitmonlee with Spin potentially. And he brought his 4x weakness to Water in Camerupt, missing out on his 4x weakness to Fighting, and he left Bisharp at home. If you haven't seen the team builder, you should check it out. Otherwise, I'll run through my team real quickly here. We are fully physically defensive, Flame Orb, Marvel Scale, Melodic. This hard walls the Cloyster. Pretty much hard walls all of his physical attackers, actually. I'm a phasing variant with Dragon Tail, so he can't trap me with Gothitelle because I can phase him out. We're running a physically defensive Sylveon with Baton Pass, so again, I can't get trapped by the Gothitelle. We're running Assault Vest Superior, 4 attacks, Hit and Run, Mega Pinsir. We're running Specs, Rotom-Heat with Trick, and HP Water for the Mega Camerupt if it wants to switch on a Volt Switch, and we're running Nasty Plot, Ghost DMZ, Mew to be able to nuke through the Dusclops and the Gothitelle with the Ghost DMZ. Not seeing the Bisharp makes me really think that Psyche MZ was the play, but you never know, right? So, getting right into things, I really wanted to lead with Rotom, but I felt like he was going to lead with Camel. He didn't really have a better lead than Camel besides, like, Tornadus, in my opinion, and Tornadus is going to outspeed my Rotom anyway, so it really wasn't... I didn't want to make a prediction that he's going to go into Mega Camel first turn, so instead of dealing with all that garbage, I just led with my Melodic to get my Flame Marble buff. As he leads with the Camerupt, and I'm just going to Scald. It was really a no drawback play, and you'll see me kill him for free. He actually chose not to Mega, which is quite interesting to me. That isn't a rule. That is one of the rules of NCLs, that you don't have to Mega first turn, but choosing not to Mega, I don't know if he would have lived the hit regardless. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Based on the calc, it looked like he wasn't living at all anyways, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, Scald was a pretty much no drawback play, to be honest with you, because getting a burn on anything was perfectly fine with me. And Cloyster's like resisting it, but Cloyster's SpDef is horrible, and if I burn the Cloyster, then it's completely worthless against my team. So yeah, Scald was very much a no drawback play, and he just sacks off the Camel, which, to be fair, was doing pretty much nothing. It was actually OHKOing my Superior, so that's something to note. Although I could have very easily been running Hidden Power Water for the Camel with my Superior, or Aqua Tail or something like that. Modest Fire Blast from Mega Camel was breaking through my Assault Vest Superior despite all of the investment that I had, so that's kind of cool. Now he's going to bring out the Gothitelle on my Melodic and try and trap me, and he's going to feel the wrath of my Dragon Tail as he Calm Minds, and I'm going to send him out into the Cloyster, which is pretty good for me because he can't do anything to me, and I get a chance to Scald as he goes into Dusclops here. Dusclops taking pretty standard damage, so that's looking to be specially defensive Dusclops to me with the Eviolite there. I'm not entirely sure what he wants to do to me here, so I'm actually just going to stay in, I think, and Scald. I'm pretty sure that's what I do. Nope, sorry, I go into my Rotom-Heat, potentially get a Volt Switch off. That Nightshade does a lot of damage. Rotom's base HP is really low, so Dusclops getting that Nightshade off is really good for him. I'm actually going to opt to Volt Switch here, predicting him to think that I have Trick, and Volt Switch is free now that he doesn't have Mega Camel in. It's going to absolutely obliterate Tornadus and Cloyster, and honestly, he didn't really have anything to switch in, so it probably wasn't the play, but it's what I clicked. As I'm going to Volt Switch, and he's just going to Nightshade again. 25%, I am Specs, keep in mind, so there you go. As he goes for the Trick Room here, I could have locked him into Trick Room by tricking him the Choice Specs there, and then he would have been locked into it because he would use it second. But I'm still fine with this Melodic. I'm sitting at a comfortable amount of HP that I can Scald here, and keep wearing this Dusclops down. Still no burn, but it's not really a big deal. Now I'm going to have to recover, keep recovering, because his Nightshade is killing me, especially with the burn. So I'm going to recover again, because he's just going to keep Nightshading. We're stalling up the Trick Room turns here, and I believe I'm going to double into my Sylveon this turn. No, sorry, I stay in on Melodic, and I'm going to Scald again. So he's at 33% on the Dusclops. That's really weakened. Melodic's still getting weakened. I think I go for the recover. Yeah, I need to be as healthy as possible against the Cloyster. He predicts my recover and goes to the Trick Room. Not that it really mattered, because Scald wasn't going to do anything to him, and that's my best way to hit him, really. So now I'm going to go into Sylveon, as he's going to throw off a Toxic, predicting my switch, which is very interesting, because if I'd stayed in on Melodic, then nothing's happening there to the Dusclops, realistically. He really doesn't have anything that can Trick Room in my face anyways. I believe I just click Wish here. I have the Heal Bell, but I'm holding off on it because I need my Marvel Scale on the Melodic while Cloyster's still alive. So I am going to Wish, and then he's going to Nightshade, as I'm going to Baton Pass into my Rotom-Heat. And I get my Wish up to full now. He goes to the Toxic on the Rotom-Heat. I'm actually just going to trick him my Specs now, as Trick Room is going to wear off this turn, I believe. So now, Volt Switch, my calc said it was killing, but that was with Choice Specs, so I really should have overheated there. The problem that I had if I overheated is that Cloyster gets to come in for free and set up a Shell Smash in my face. I'm pretty sure he's going to be Focus Sash the way that he's holding it right now, and he can see that Mew and Pinsir are like my Stealth Rockers on this team. Focus Sash makes a lot of sense against my team in general, just because my Stealth Rocking options are pretty poor. I have 5 Stealth Rocking options, but they're all Mons that don't necessarily really want to run Stealth Rocks, so that's kind of a weakness of my team right now. So I get the Volt Switch off, which is actually because of the Eviolite being gone, and my Choice Specs being gone. It's doing the exact same damage that Specs Rotom was doing, and I'm just going to Volt Switch back into my Sylveon. I know that he can't kill me here, and he actually goes for the Destiny Bond. So that's kind of cool. I'm just going to Wish up here as he brings in the Gothitelle, and then I'm going to Baton Pass out on the Gothitelle because he can't really touch me. So I'm just going to pass a Wish into my Mega Pinsir here as he sets up Calm Mind. I wasn't entirely sure what he wanted to do there with the Gothitelle. I thought maybe he might want to go for hit. Mega Pinsir always lives anything. Gothitelle's extremely weak on the special attacking side. It's not really that great unless you get like a ton of Calm Minds up. So even at +1, he's not really doing a whole lot to me. And he get the knockoff off. It says 10 damage, and he's actually going to opt to go for the Psyshock, which I actually found really interesting. So the thing with Psyshock is Mega Pinsir has really good base defense, so he's hitting me on the physically defensive side, but +1 special attack. So the special attack is for the modifier, but Psyshock hits on the physical side, so Mega Pinsir actually eats those hits really, really well, and I'm just going to be able to finish off this Gothitelle here and get rid of the trapping shenanigans. Not that I couldn't deal with it. I had a lot of ways to deal with Gothitelle on my team. I prepped really well for Gothitelle. Even though I wasn't expecting it, I didn't think it made a whole ton of sense with all of my Volturn and stuff like that, but, you know, there you go. I thought it might come to trap Alola Ninetales, and we're just going to pick it off with Return. So Mega Pinsir picking up another kill. Tornadus comes in here. It really had to. He had nothing else that would want to come in on Mega Pinsir. Dusclops is at 8%. It's going to die. Hitmonlee is going to die to Return. Or if it's Sash, it's going to die to Return plus Quick Attack. Cloyster is... I don't know what the Cloyster is going to do to me. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so Rotom-Heat comes in here now, and I'm going to get to Volt Switch as he misses the Heat Wave. And he's just going to sack off his Dusclops. The Heat Wave miss, by the way, doesn't even slightly matter. Rotom has just a really great base SpDef already, and it was a resistant hit, so I really have no qualms about that. I'm thinking that he's probably Assault Vest at this point on the Tornadus anyways. I'm not entirely sure on that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not entirely sure on that, but I am thinking that he's Assault Vest anyways. So whatever offensive investment he might have, it's not really doing much unless he's Life Orb, which I don't think that he's going to be. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense against my team to run Life Orb Torn. He doesn't really have the freedom with Tornadus to run Life Orb against my team because he didn't bring Clefable and Dusclops. Well, no. He could, actually, because Dusclops is a decent special wall, but he's just going to sack off the Dusclops to my Volt Switch here. Perfectly fine. I'm kind of forced in a situation to go Mew now, because I don't want to go Melodic. I could go Melodic, but I don't want Melodic to get weakened by a special Tornadus. because that's just going to come in for free. I don't want Sylveon to die because I'm still playing for the 6-0. Superior, if I go Superior, Tornadus comes out again. If I go Pinsir, Tornadus comes out again. And I was just in with Rotom. So Mew is pretty much my only option. It's pretty a decent option. If he's not a Assault-Vest Tornadus, then we 2-shot it. And if he is a Assault-Vest Tornadus, then we need a Nasty Plot up to 2-shot it. So that's kind of how I was playing around this. I was really hoping to be able to get Mew in on the Dusclops and set up on the Dusclops instead. Or the Hitmonlee. I was really hoping to set up on something like the Hitmonlee because Knockoff's not doing crap to me when I'm a Z move. But that's just, that's just how it goes. So we're in with the Mew. In comes the Tornadus, which is pretty much his best play. He goes for Sludge Bomb. It's not looking super offensive with the Sludge Bomb damage. It's like a Nasty Plot up, and then two Psychics are going to finish him off there. If I was Psychium Z, I believe Psychium Z at +2 would have knocked him out, and then he would have had to go into something else to be able to deal with me. But instead, he's going to get 3 Sludge Bombs off on me, which takes me down pretty low, and I'm going to kill him with the Psychic there. Hitmonlee gets to come out now, and he's actually Normal Gem Fake Out, which kills me. I believe he had to be Normal Gem Fake Out, or he had to be Choice Banded Fake Out to be able to kill me there. And now he's going to get his Unburden boost, but I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I just wanted him straight into Mega Pinsir, and I clicked Return. And it turns out he actually forgot Unburden. I didn't realize that until I was watching the replay the first time, and that really sucks, to be honest with you. That really sucks. But Mega Pinsir picking up another kill is pretty cool. Cloyster obviously has to come out now, and I get to fire off a big close combat on the Cloyster. Nothing was going to kill the Cloyster, but I decided to go for close combat. There may have been a safer play, actually, which was probably clicking Return. But the problem that I had was Return into Quick Attack wasn't killing this thing, and what I didn't calc was a -1 defense Cloyster if Quick Attack would kill that afterwards. So that was a miscalc on my part. I really should have made that play. And instead, he's going to get a Smash up here, and then he's going to be able to Ice Shard me and kill my Mega Pinsir because I'm -1 defense. So that really sucks, but Melodic gets to come in now, and he can't touch Melodic, so an Icicle Spear is not doing anything to me. Again, I'm pretty sure he's Focus Sash. If he was King's Rock, he still had a very good chance of winning this game, because he could have just flinched my whole team to death. But Scald is just going to take out the Cloyster. It's very weak already. The calc for Scald actually said it was doing 30-something% before the -1 spit F. So we pick up a 4-0 win over Jay. Pretty big win over Jay, to be honest. I really feel like our first 3 matchups haven't been super difficult, and so the goal has kind of been to take as much differential away from these matches as I can get. We've got some really difficult matchups coming up in the future, although it does feel like this team is fairly easy to build with, so I'm excited about that, happy about that. Next week we take on Ben in the Tampa Bay Weasels. This is our first divisional match. This is actually our first inter-conference match. We're now 3-0 plus 14, all out of conference games. Excuse me. Our division, which is a division that I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to look that up really quickly. Our division is the... Load, please, document. Our division is the Sandgem division. At the moment, Austin and I are both already 3-0, and Ben has yet to play his match, but he is 2-0. So our division is really stacked at the moment. I'm excited to see how this division plays out, to be honest, because it looks like it's probably the strongest division in the league. So we'll sort of see how the match against Ben goes. I know he's got a really tough matchup against Dom this week, who's also undefeated. He's 2-0 plus 10. He had the same record as I did going into week 3. We were tied for first in the whole league. So Ben got to play number one and number one 2 weeks in a row. So we'll sort of see how that goes. If Dom ends up losing, then I'm going to have the best record in the league because no one can catch me differential-wise at this point, except for Dom. So we'll sort of see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to playing Ben. He sort of smacked me in our AAVL match, and I want to get revenge for that. So that's going to be it for me, and I will catch you guys for our match against Ben.